Hi, my name is Mohammed Sarwar Saqibi and welcome to our CWTC Get Connected Community Podcast to share experiences, promote services and networking and great opportunities available for residents of Oldham. Engaging or creating art makes people feel good. It helps them express their feelings, relax and have fun. It's like a special way to communicate without using words. When people make art, it can make them feel happier, more confident and help them cope with tough times. It's like a colourful, creative way to take care of their minds and hearts. We have invited very creative and superb artist Livesey from Relax with Lucy & Co. from Oldham, who will help us to use arts for well-being. Lucy, welcome to our podcast.
Hi.
How are you feeling this morning?
I'm okay. Yeah, I'm a little bit tired. But apart from that, I'm feeling good.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And I think discussion with the arts and what you do will make you feel energized again.
Invigorated.
Absolutely. I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, Lucy, tell us about your career and your journey in the arts world.
Okay. Right. So I'm a local woman based in Oldham. I was brought up in Shaw. I recognised from a very early age that I wanted to help people.
Lovely.
And I actually started off with my career doing illustration at Preston University.
Okay.
Because I loved to draw, just loved it. I loved how it
Excellent.
made me feel. But I soon realised that I couldn't make the amazing career that I wanted to out of it.
When you say you like drawing, what sort of things do you like to draw?
Anything really. I mean, I'm very drawn to drawing things in nature, like birds and plants and trees.
Landscapes.
And, yeah, that kind of thing.
Beautiful.
If you asked me to draw you, I would be able to draw you, but it would be a version of you that you maybe wouldn't recognise. So I'm not very
Fun
good at
drawing.
portraits.
Lovely,
Yeah. So then what I did is I came out of university because I realised that wasn't the route that I wanted to take, because it felt like there was something else that I was needed for. You
discover yourself, don't you?
Yeah. So I got a job at Oldham Hospital working as a healthcare assistant on a ward with people who had amputations.
Yeah.
And I really recognised that I just loved helping people. I loved just the simple things like helping to button somebody's shirt up, helping just to make them feel a bit more comfortable and to normalise what happened.
You're a giver.
Yeah, I am, yeah. So I then decided that I wanted to train as a nurse, but I didn't want to go into general nursing because I didn't like blood very much. So
in the hospital?
In the hospital, yeah. So I thought I'll go into psychiatric nursing. And I did, and eventually qualified. That was 10 years ago. And then since that time I've had a real wealth of opportunity working in various different wards, community settings, not just in Oldham, as far as Bournemouth at one point, and alongside that set my own wellbeing community interest company up, which was Relax with Lucy & Co.
Lovely.
Yeah.
How many members actually work with you at the moment?
So at the minute we have 4 directors, and then we have probably about 6 or 7 therapists, holistic therapists, and we have one very, very dedicated volunteer, Jade, who's just amazing. Brilliant. And then we also have some volunteers that sometimes kind of do more of ad hoc, just for events that we run.
So lots of experience and skills within the company.
Yes, very much so.
Excellent. How long have you been going?
So originally it was just me, which was why it was called Relax with Lucy. I didn't know what the name should be, and somebody just said, well, people are learning how to relax with you.
Well, I'm feeling very relaxed already with you. Brilliant.
And then I decided that I wanted to expand more. We became a KIC in 2019. I took Michelle and Rachel on, my other fellow directors, and we've just took another one on Jess as well. Just 4 now. So officially since 2019, but I've been doing this for, I don't know, probably since 2016-17.
And I believe you've developed an app as well, so you're a very digital, creative person.
I am creative. I can't stay away from creativity.
Excellent.
I just feel drawn to it. So So Relax with Lucy & Co. used to be, originally when we set up, was just a community interest company to provide wellbeing interventions for the community of Oldham.
Yes.
And that was in the form of things like wellbeing workshops, meditation classes, relaxation classes, community events where we'd just put a selection of activities on. Whatever we felt that Oldham needed, we provided. But then many years ago in 2017, myself and my husband, we lost a baby. It was our first baby that we had.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, so her name is Ellie. And after she died, I really recognised that I could use all my skills to help bereaved parents.
Yes.
And then I recognised that in Oldham there wasn't really much support for bereaved parents from a holistic wellbeing point of view. So I decided to focus all our efforts onto providing baby loss holistic support in Oldham. But during that time recognised that I needed a platform to have all this knowledge on.
Yes.
And over the last nearly 7 years, through fundraising, small funding pots, people giving their time for free, we eventually developed a baby loss app, which is called the Ellie's Gift app.
Excellent. Yeah. So do you think personal experiences help the individual to create, engage and involve to help others?
Yeah,
come
absolutely.
to terms with things and how to have coping strategies,
massively.
But more importantly how they can actually get the support from.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I've been dealing with grief for many years, so before all this happened, when I was 15, my twin brother collapsed and died suddenly. His heart stopped. So I've been a single twin. I'm 35 now.
Right, okay.
It will be 20 years this month of his passing. After he died, I really recognised that I needed to find a way to help me process my grief.
Yes.
Which is how I got into the world of wellbeing and art and expression.
Yeah.
Because I recognised that I couldn't internalise it and I needed to outwardly express it.
Yes.
And this has come out in many various different forms through digital development of things.
Lucy, you're a great person and you're a giver, as I said earlier, and you must carry on, and you are doing. You will be, and you are a strength to many people. Yeah. So well done for really keeping and going and doing lots of developmental work. So lots of personal experiences there really. Yeah. So in terms of how it's been helping your work, been helping other people through the arts, through the work that you do, what sort of impact do you think they've had on their well-being?
Yeah, I think engaging the arts in helping people is just so important. Over the years we've managed to reach many people in Oldham and beyond. I mean, we actually work globally now.
Excellent.
For example, we're running sessions tonight online. We do a lot of online live sessions after COVID. COVID was a very sad time, but it exploded the possibilities of being able to reach more people. Yes. So we really took advantage of that. And say for tonight, we've got sessions going on online, and there's people from America joining, from Dubai joining, from Brazil joining. And we're just a little organisation in Oldham.
International Lucy.
Exactly, yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Look at this, it's amazing development.
Yeah.
So well done.
But it massively helps people, because I think when people have been through any kind of trauma or just, I mean, COVID was a trauma for people.
Yes.
And I think being able to give people tools and options is really important, and helping them to connect with things that they wouldn't necessarily think of is important.
This connectivity and the communication that you mentioned, obviously you're global as well.
Yeah.
The art form that you use is the expressive movement.
Yeah,
okay.
So...
How is that actually... helps people in terms of communicating through the movement itself?
So an example that I can give for that is we run retreats, so we usually run them over one day, and that will involve a lot of different activities, one of which will be mindful movement. So mindfulness is about connecting to the present moment, so we're just connecting with whatever the focus would be. It might be, you might be invited to notice your breath or the way that your body feels, but we're doing that with movement combined. So something that we like to do is mindful movement, where we invite people to say, get out in nature, and we will guide them to do certain movements very slowly by connecting with their breath, but then to also connect to nature And within that process, ask them to maybe find something in nature that speaks to them. So it could be maybe a leaf or a flower or a tree, like something that they've recognised. And then we'll come back in a sharing circle, and we'll go around and we'll talk about what people have either brought back or felt drawn to, and then invite them maybe to draw it, to use it as a printing medium, and then get them to talk about it. And an example that I can use is, say, for example, if somebody picked up a prickly leaf, they might say, well, this prickly leaf reminds me of how angry I feel at the minute, and how I can't express that at the moment, and how in my family, it's not, it's frowned upon to suffer, and I'm having to hold it all together for my family. So they've been given that space, and the medium, and that the whole thing has enabled them to express themselves in a way that they've never been given.
I think the whole idea of actually being with nature, working with nature, is such a beautiful way of doing this. And I hope you've been to Northern Roots and Alexandra Park and Dovestone. As I think the connectivity is there already. They're doing also brilliant work as well. With the artists like you and some of these projects that you have. Besides connectivity, there's socialization, and there's a day out for the family. Brilliant. You mentioned about the members you have on the therapeutic side. So how does the what are the therapeutic benefits of incorporating your expressive movements with the people?
Well, I think you can break this down into various different levels, really, or like an onion, so there's different layers to it. So at the very centre of the onion, we've kind of got this, first and foremost, we've been able to connect. So if we look at the 5 ways of well-being, connect is a huge one in there. I mean, I'm sure anyone listening can agree, while out walking, just a smile at somebody, that connection can just change something in the body. Just shift a mood. So you've got the connection element of it, you've got that element of being able to express, but when you kind of go further out, within the layers further out, feeling good helps in lots of different areas. So things like sleep is impacted. When our well-being isn't great, we don't sleep very well. It's very common not to.
True.
Or even the choices that we make about food, when we're not feeling our best, we might reach for, say, like a sugary chocolate bar because we're rewarding ourselves, but actually the body's just craving sugar because it's exhausted, and we're not thinking right, so we're not making the right choices around food. So you've got sleep and diet. So and also things like just anxiety and mood. Everything it's like a ripple, it's like throwing a pebble on a water and just watching those ripples go far and wide. So being in a group, yes, immediate benefits, but when you look at the bigger picture, it affects everything. It affects work, it affects family, relationships, everything.
I think the way you put it as well is therapeutic itself.
It is.
Brilliant. And talking about it, taking a step back and reflect on things, and be grateful that you are here for the present moment, and go forward. Having a positive thought and your body and mind all working together.
It is.
Brilliant. I know things are not easy when you're doing community work, arts work, and first of all, you have to identify the issues and the needs. What issues or needs have you identified in Oldham over the years that you've been working?
So I think in Oldham there is funding sometimes available.
There are activities going, and there's pots of funding around.
But
how can we improve on things? I think enhance things?
I think what I've seen is accessibility, because sometimes there's a lot of events that are running in the daytime. And that's good, say, for people who are not able to work, or who've retired, or who are maybe, looking after family, whatever it is. But for people that are working, or people that can't attend daytime activities, there's not an awful lot that's going on in the evening. And if it is, it's usually paid. So you've got to financially put forward. I mean, when I first started my classes in Shaw years ago, I think I charged something like £2 because I felt guilty for asking for money. But I knew that I had to ask for something.
Yeah, you got to keep going.
Yeah, I know, so I think accessibility can be a barrier. I think Sometimes as well, the stigma around coming forward when you're not coping very well can present. Some people feel a bit embarrassed to access community activities because it might indicate that they're not coping well. But actually, you know, I mean, I'm a mental health nurse. I don't claim to have figured it all out and be an expert. My mental health suffers as much as the next person's mental health. The difference is being able to talk about it, admit it, and also recognising the tools that are available to manage.
Very important.
So, you know, we're not superhuman, but I just think
we all need each other.
We do need each other.
And we have to work as a society.
No, we do,
to make things happen for each other. And having the diversity on your doorstep, it's about sharing and giving.
Absolutely.
And having a better sport available could be in any forms. Funding is always the issue. As you know, Action Together plays a very important role within the Rochdale, Oldham and Thameside, whether it's funding or training or just connectivity through the different networks. What's the major issue has been for you in terms of funding, if any?
I think when we chose to really focus in on baby loss support, because it's not traditional things that people would fund for.
And people haven't thought about it.
No. Well, do you know, 1 in 4 pregnancies end in loss. So everybody knows somebody who's lost. Whether that's miscarriage, further down the line, and sometimes, you know, there's a big taboo, there's a big stigma around it, and especially in, you know, different cultural. It's huge, but when you look at the funding that's available, it's usually baby loss isn't something that it tends to fit in the categories. So that's the issue. Also, writing bids is an issue. Because you've got to say all the right things.
Of course. But then again, sport is available for organisation like Action Together.
It is,
And I think the best in my sort of work over the 30 years in developing lots of things around community work, it's about networking, sharing resources and experiences. Creates more sustainability, less duplication, and you know, together you can move forward. But then arts is always taken as the back end of things. Just because we're running a bit of a campaign, can we have some arts, please? You know, so it's used tokenistically. And I think we need to understand business in the arts or arts in the business. To really give it the value it deserves, and the excellent work that people like you are doing. What do you think of our setup here today?
I think it's great. I was just saying before how professional it is, because we launched a podcast, but we just did it very, very on Zoom, and it's very professional. If you was here now, there's lights.
Well, listen, we are here, and we're very grateful to Community Fund for helping us to sustain and provide good work, and the Greg's Foundation through our Wellbeing Cafe. We are here to help. So if we can share some of the good experiences, we are here for the community, for yourself as well. Anything you would like to add if we missed anything?
I just want to, more from a wellbeing point of view, on the baby loss front, or if there are any listeners who are struggling at the moment, we do offer free weekly sessions. We've got a free baby loss app that you can access, which is the Ellie's Gift app. That's now under pilot in the NHS as well.
Brilliant.
So it's hopefully.
And where are you based actually?
Where are we based? Well, we're based in Oldham.
Right. It could be anywhere. You can go out to people.
Oh, well, absolutely. Well, our support is always done digitally, so it means that anybody can access us. So we do from time to time run in-person events that people can come to. So we usually use Shaw, Oldham or Royton as a base. But generally, all our sessions are done live on Zoom.
Right.
Our app is digital 24 hours a day. We also have a support line people can ring. So that support's there, and especially in Oldham, you know, the midwives, there's only, I think, a couple of midwives that are managing all of this in Oldham. So we are just here to say we're here if you need us.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for coming to the studio, Lucy. It's been great talking to you. And it is very effective work that you're doing, and it's very much needed, particularly at these times when there's a cost of living crisis. So we hope to engage with you again and see what good work that you're developing and doing in the borough. Thank you so much. So, like to request the viewers and listeners to visit the website, which is www.relaxwithlucy.co.uk. So you'll get lots of information there. And I think we need to celebrate this fantastic cultural offer and the diversity in the borough. And let's engage more in the arts and culture to bring life into the borough. Thank you for watching and listening. See you next time. God bless. Take care.